Hey everybody, welcome to the Catfish Connection. This is Shane.
And I'm Nolan.
And
no,
oh,
see,
fuck.
yeah,
I did.
That's what I meant last time.
Yeah.
Is that it starts with I'm Shane.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
this
Shane.
is the Catfish Connection.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Nolan.
And this is the Catfish Connection.
Episode
6. And today
we're starting with the news.
What news?
This is the first news segment of the Catfish Connection.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
News this week. There's no news to report. Introducing our first ever guest on the Catfish
the first
Connection.
guest?
Yeah.
The first ever
way.
guest.
That's a lot more pressure than I wanted.
Here we have prominent
Yu-Gi-Oh player.
No, I don't want to start with that. That's not my character.
What's a word? What's another word for like a big time artist? Like prominent, profligate,
Virtuosic.
a virtuosic, a living legend,
Creator.
Creative entrepreneur.
an influencer,
Yeah.
a personality. Well, we have
Random batshit titles.
Maax Clark.
Yeah.
Thank you for the extra A. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Gotta emphasize it.
Alright, well, let's roll into this thing. Hello, Max.
Did we start already?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Wait, what the fuck?
That was the whole beginning segment right there.
We've been
Okay.
recording this whole time.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad to be out of the house.
Oh yeah. You've been how much have you been getting out during quarantine?
More than I expected, actually. As soon
Yeah.
as quarantine started, I got a job at Costco,
Oh,
so
okay.
I've been out of the house a lot.
Nice.
Yeah,
You tried to
it
get a
just-
job and it
Yeah, and
fell
they,
through.
they're like, unfortunately, because quarantine, nobody's getting a job. So all the candidates who applied for the position I applied for, they said, we're not going to hire any of you. And
Nice.
so I didn't get the job. But yeah, I definitely thought that when quarantine started, we were going to be like, oh, we're going to be shut in the house. And then like 4 days in, we're like, let's go to Fred Meyer. I don't care.
Oh god, it's such a mess there.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it kind of is. But, we get cheap drinks. We bought Monopoly there.
Nice.
You know about Monopoly.
Gotta know about Monopoly.
Yeah. So
This is like the fourth time we've talked about Monopoly in 20 minutes.
it's been on my mind a lot lately.
It's a big deal.
It's kind of my entire world. What happened to my drink? Did it just disappear? Why did I put it up there? That's the dumbest place to put it. Sorry, I'm coming back. Hello. How's our studio? How professional does this
It's
look?
impressively professional. Most professional studio I've been in.
Sick.
Awesome.
Definitely.
I've been in the only more professional studio I've been in.
Oh, okay.
Catfish Corner.
Yeah. The WCU Jazz radio station.
Yeah. Because
Cajun.
that's a real ass radio studio. It's pretty sick.
Yeah,
I'm a manager.
Thinking about it now, this is the second most professional because
Oh.
I've been in Western's radio studio as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
This is still pretty impressive though.
This is a professional as good as you can get when you're 19 years old.
And you're in your bedroom.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whatever works, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's been working for us so far, except for when Shane forgets to put it on audio box.
The fourth episode, it wasn't even recording through the microphone. It was recording from my computer.
Oh, way
the
to go.
shitty PC
I know,
mic.
because this was not selected. This audio box was not selected as the input.
Yeah, it was
Way to go.
a real goof. We were like, because I was sitting where you're sitting, and Shane's sitting right by his computer, and we're like, man, why is Shane's really showing up really loud on there, and I'm showing up really quiet? Why is that? The microphone's right in the middle. We're like trying to figure it out, and then we like get it to a place where we're like, well, yeah, they look about the same, so I guess that fixed it. And then Shane's like exporting it, and he realizes it's wave out.
Good work.
All right,
Yeah.
you got a question?
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Because I was trying to think of things to say during this podcast, and I thought that we should talk about your art and stuff like that, and your history and your because
My
I know that
history.
you like drawing and stuff, and you do
Quite possibly the best Garfield artist on
yeah, honestly.
this side of the country, probably.
The country maybe, yeah. I take that.
Other than guy who wrote Garfield.
I don't know where he lives, so that's up for debate.
He could be on the other side of the country.
He could be anywhere,
Yeah.
frankly. he could be right under our noses.
if he's real.
So,
All right. Oh yeah. So and also you do some of my artwork, and you did my name fancy for my YouTube channel, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So also we're gonna plug your like social media into the description.
Okay.
yeah.
So check that
Cool.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check out
The description
his,
below.
that.
Yeah, you won't find a whole lot. I've been wildly inconsistent since quarantine started.
Man.
I started a drawing challenge in May, and then classes happened, and I immediately stopped that. Just motivation hit the floor.
Uh-huh.
And now that I'm done with classes and I'm about to get laid off at Costco, so I'm gonna have plenty of free time.
Solid.
So yeah, I'm gonna get back to what I enjoy doing. I've been drawing a whole lot. I've been painting.
Mm.
I got into Warhammer recently.
Oh,
And
yeah, I've
there's
seen
a
those.
lot of painting there.
love Warhammer.
It's a good time.
What do you play?
I play Tyranids.
Harlequins.
Hardly all 8 of their models.
Yeah. And all the 2 times that I've played Warhammer.
It's a really good time. Me,
Oh.
Jet, and Calvin have got into it, and there's been many a bragging battle because Jet's strategy is blind confidence every time. I've creamed him so many times, but he's confident every time.
Wow.
It's intimidating.
Oh wow.
It's like when I play NBA against Shane.
Mm.
But
Slaps cakes.
I just you can't really go
And then he
wrong
throws
with
his
it.
controller.
Any game that requires a ruler.
Oh, absolutely.
When somebody busts a ruler out, they say, "You want to play 40K?" You gotta say, "Yeah,
Hell
let's
yeah.
do it."
Definitely. Yeah. Besides painting models, I haven't done a whole lot of artsy stuff. I got to be in the right mindset for it, honestly.
Yeah.
There's got to be some motivation behind it, or it's just going to be a mess.
Yeah, I definitely thought I was gonna get more work done on my music over quarantine, and I worked really hard for like a couple days, and then now I'm like I pick up my guitar every once in a while. I'm like, and then
I feel that.
I just end up.
I think this is the only constructive thing I've done for like weeks.
Yeah.
You don't want to know how much I've been working on my music?
How much?
I've played an average of 10 hours of Persona 5 a day for the last week.
That's a lot.
It's not a lot of music, though.
I know, exactly.
But you have been making bank.
Oh, that's true.
That's what
Yeah.
matters.
Because
I've been working too. That's the only other thing I've been
he's
doing.
been he gets paid money at the radio station to listen to music for the radio station.
Because
So he
they
just-
have potential music that may be included on the radio station.
Okay.
Because I'm the manager, I could listen. One of my jobs is to listen
He's
to
the
it and
boss.
approve it.
Yeah.
And so,
And so yeah, he just sits, plays Persona, and slowly accrues wealth by just sitting there and listening
to music and be
What
like,
a
that sounds like
scam.
jazz.
What a scam.
It's only one of my jobs, but it's the best one.
Wazoo,
Sounds
KJM,
like it.
I am stealing from you. I am stealing
I am
your
working.
time and money.
I am working. It's not.
Working real hard.
Well, it's still a job. I'm still. Even if I wasn't playing Persona, I'd still have to sit there and listen to it.
Studying in the library, getting a lot of work done.
Why are you roasting me right now?
I don't know. I'm just being mean.
I mean,
It's because you crushed me at Monopoly.
that's fair. I mean, you're getting money. That's what matters. If I could sit on my ass and listen to music and get paid for it, that'd be the dream.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have the best job.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Absolutely.
Because well, the other thing I do mainly is write shows and record. I choose music out of our library, and then I record voice lines, like 5 per. And then every week I have an hour where it plays my music, and it's my show, which is what we call the Catfish Corner, is where that
Nice.
On.
K-Gym 89.9, the Jazz Gym of the Palouse. You can also just
Right.
check it out on the NWPB app, Northwest Public Broadcasting, or on the K-Gym website.
Well, I got something to do now.
Yeah.
Listen to jazz all day.
Nice.
Listen to Shane's sultry tones over the radio.
Actually, it's on Mondays. It played at 6 o'clock today, and I didn't listen to it.
I didn't listen to it either. I've listened to one of them.
I didn't know it existed, so my bad.
I haven't listened to one in like 5 weeks or some shit. But yeah, my parents have.
You
listened
made them.
forever.
You've already
Yeah,
heard
I've
them
listened-
when
I've
they came
heard
out of your
them, yeah.
mouth. I don't think it's a big deal.
You don't gotta listen to it. You made it. It came out of you.
Yeah. I birthed it.
Truly.
It's my child. But yeah, it's pretty legit because I get paid to be on the radio and listen to music. And a couple other things, but those are the big ones.
Nice.
And I get to organize meetings, which is
That sounds riveting.
Which is kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
We have six staff members, and I'm just like, hey guys, what time works for you this week to have a staff meeting, and on Zoom, and they're like, fucking, whenever the fuck, I don't do fucking anything. It's fucking quarantine.
Yeah.
And then I go, rad.
Nobody has any other obligations.
Yeah, exactly.
You should just go up to your workers and be like, why aren't you getting more work done? You got plenty of free time. Like, my grandma died, man.
It sounds like an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses and not a lot of voice lines or call-outs.
Yeah, so it's a great job.
It sounds like it.
How was Costco?
Costco, it's all right. I enjoy being there. If there's a certain type of people they hire there, so I pretty much get along with everybody, except for I don't know if I can say his real name. He's not gonna listen to this. I don't care. So there's a guy we called Republican Doug, and he's.
Can you repeat that?
I probably shouldn't.
Republican
Doug.
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 Oh, his
His name.
Doug.
Yeah, that's what he's called.
Gotcha.
We don't call it
That's his gamer tag around Costco.
You could say that. He's
XX Republican X Doug XX.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that I'm impressed he's stayed there this long, because like he must be a hard worker, because he's getting paid a lot because he's been there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also like more than mildly racist all the time.
That's the best kind of racist to be. You know, like, he's not like a full-blown Nazi, but he's also not just like your like ignorant grandpa who just like says stuff on accident.
He's a little bit higher than ignorant grandpa. Like, he knows what he's saying, but he says it kind of quietly, offhanded. He's entertaining to work with. He definitely is entertaining.
I bet.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's a good time. I hope he doesn't hear this.
I doubt it.
I'm gonna get laid off anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah. You think Republican? You know what? Catfish Connection. This is an official statement from the Catfish Connection. Fuck you, Republican Doug. I personally hate you.
From us to you.
He's not really hateable. It's like he's
I love
nice
you,
enough.
Republican Doug. That's our official statement.
He's entertaining.
All right.
That's
Does
the
he ever
important
like?
part.
Is he one of those people who starts like sentences with like, you know, I'm not racist, but
He just dives right in.
no, he just goes straight for it.
Straight
He doesn't
for
give
it.
a
It's
shit.
like, you know, you ever notice that like Mexicans have a lot of kids?
I have actually heard that.
Really?
He said
He's-
something like that.
That's so great.
There
That's
was
great.
I love this
one that
guy.
sticks out in my mind. It wasn't racist, but it was still not great.
Uh-huh.
This old lady, like bleached white hair. I mean, it wasn't bleached. It's just white hair, I guess.
Yeah.
She's old. She's in one of the electric scooters. She's got her basket filled, absolutely stacked. And he looks at me and says, "This bitch is gonna make us unload that."
It's an old lady, man.
She can't get off her scooter, so of course I help her unload it. And he talks to her like he's... I don't know the right words, just... He's annoyed by her. He's annoyed by how old she is.
Man, that's even better. That's even better than racism, because racism, you're just like born that color, and then like old people, it's like I was like 20 for like 10 years. You know, I was in my 20s for like
that how-
a whole decade.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know, and now I'm just old because I managed to survive this long. So fuck me, I guess. Excuse me for being an old person.
He's also the guy who hates Jay Inslee because of the mask mandate. Because my Second Amendment right. Anytime I'm not at Costco, I carry a firearm on me. But now they want me to wear a mask while I carry a firearm? It is a federal felony to wear a mask while you're carrying a firearm. So you're telling me I cannot exercise my Second Amendment right? That's some bullshit.
That's some 4D chess.
And then he
right
turns
there,
back and
honestly.
continues checking out the bananas.
It's like, yeah, the system's really got it out for you. I think your name's on a list, man. I
probably
think
is.
this whole thing is just to fuck up Republican Doug.
It,
This is all a
I would
hoax
believe it.
to dethrone Republican Doug from Costco.
It is-
by my own son.
Made a gesture by my own son.
It is insane how many conspiracy theories come out of Costco about the coronavirus.
Really?
Really? Because, like, so for one of my art projects for my college studio class, I did dating profiles of people based on, like, people that I'd encountered at Costco. So, like, I took a picture of my friends, I drew monster faces on them, and I made a dating profile based on opinions that I had experienced about the coronavirus. One of them, a guy who works in marketing, said that it's all a hoax, that they invented the coronavirus in labs just to prove how powerful the government was and how quickly they could wipe us out if they wanted to. Another one was the coronavirus is real, it's just stupid. And they didn't elaborate at all on that.
That's a pretty common take, surprisingly.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with it.
A lot of people are like, man, it's just old people and sick people and children dying. It's not like it's me, the cream of the crop, you know?
Of course, you're too healthy to do that.
Yeah.
But they didn't even elaborate. It's just dumb.
It's stupid.
It as an entity is not smart.
It was, I would say that their statement was kind of time constrained. Like, they were waiting to check out.
Right.
But I can't say that because there was plenty of time there. They had like 50 cases of water that I had to carry from their cart to a flatbed.
Like maybe I should give them the benefit. No, you're just an idiot.
They had all the time to explain it. They just watched me carry their water.
Awesome.
It's an experience.
Yeah. We were just talking today about how great Costco is.
Today.
What was that about? What were we talking about?
Because they give masks.
Because they give out masks. That's true. They do that.
Especially since it's mandated.
Do you think if we were talking... This is what we were talking about. Do you think if we went to Costco and looked like we were about to enter and they gave us a mask, could we just turn around and leave? And they wouldn't be like, hey, they'll just be like, What would happen?
What
if I was theoretically to take a mask and then just turn tail 180 and leave?
I think more than likely they'd let you keep it because you've already touched it. It's contaminated.
And they don't want
no one else can wear it. I don't think they'd like it very much, but like no one's tried it. Honestly,
I'm not gonna do it twice in a row.
Well, of course, wear like a hat the second time.
Yeah.
They don't pay attention to who's going through the door.
Yeah, they're just
like they keep a head count so they know who's in because they can limit the number of people that are inside the warehouse.
Yeah,
but they don't look at the people.
But they might remember me if I'm the guy who took a mask.
If you're that guy, maybe.
Because they wouldn't notice if I went in and then like came out, and then went back in. But yeah, if I was to just show up and be like, thanks, and then just like waved and walked away, they'd be like, huh. And then if I came back, they'd probably be like,
I think there'd be some stunned confusion, but I don't know. Try it.
But I also think that I don't think Costco people are getting paid enough to chase me down for a mask.
We're getting paid pretty well, honestly. If they told me to chase you down, I'd.
What are your wages at Costco right now? And what position are you?
I'm a cashier assistant, like baseline entry level job, $15 an hour. That's entry level. Wow. That's fantastic.
That's pretty sick. And don't you get like benefits too?
I don't get a whole lot. I'm seasonal part time, so I'm like the quickest person they could hire and the quickest person they can lay off.
Yeah.
But I get disability benefits, so if I get disabled on or off the job, they will pay for it.
Sick.
That's it. That's all I get.
What counts as disabled?
Disabled as in like I can't perform my duties anymore because of an accident or an injury.
Does it have to be at Costco?
I don't think it has to be at Costco. I haven't really read it a whole lot. I'm sure I'll read it when I get disabled, but You can certainly try it.
We disable you.
Let's just break both your legs and then.
Or pretend to break both your legs, and then but they're fine because if we actually broke his legs, then they'd only pay for them to get healed.
Well, what about some permanent? What about like a low spinal, like not like paraplegic, not quadriplegic? You know what I mean? Like we're talking lumbar.
I think I'll consider it.
Okay.
I'll consider it because I don't really want to test the benefits because I only got like 2 weeks left at this job and I don't know if benefits like.
So we got to break your spine fast.
Maybe
is what you're saying.
We're running out of time.
Well, I don't know.
Quick decisions.
Everything's kind of up in the air right now because they hired a ton of people all at once. I was one of the very first hires, and the seasonal period only lasts about 60 days. It's like 2 to 3 months, usually only during Christmas and summer. And now we've hit the end. They've extended it twice already. and my hours went from like 35 a week to 10,
Mm.
and I'm only working 2 days this week. So after this week, I might not get any benefits from 2 broken legs.
Oh, shit, man.
So if we're gonna do it, we have to
Sucks.
do it tonight, kind of.
Okay.
I'm down.
We'll keep that in mind. We
Yeah.
can decide by the end of this podcast.
Yeah, we can do a bit
if
for
we're
that.
gonna break your legs or not. You know, I guess it depends on how interesting and funny you are. So you better like keep it high.
A lot more pressure than I was ready for, but I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, you did sign the contract, right? You signed the waiver when you came in. It says we can break both your legs if you're not funny enough.
You know, I think I missed that one. I must have missed
It's okay, I
that.
forged a signature.
Okay. Dodged a bullet with that one.
All right, good work, team.
Good work, team. Dinner! Questions!
What's up?
What's up with you?
Not much.
What's up with me?
I wake up, I go to Costco, I come home, I go to sleep. It's a vicious cycle, but I get money. I get big boy money.
What's the Costco CEO's name?
What?
Todd?
Costco? It's a girl.
It's a woman?
Yeah.
What happened
It's,
to
her name is Carrie. Her last name is a mystery. It's been repeated to me several times, and I do not retain that information. I know her as Carrie.
And that's the CEO, not like
It's not the CEO. It's the manager.
See, I'm asking about the CEO.
CEO. I don't know
man.
the CEO personally.
His name is like Todd or something. I
That
swear.
does sound right.
Yeah, but he's a nice guy. You know, we used to hang out. We used to.
Really?
We were friends in college.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we went to Carnegie Mellon.
Carnegie Mellon.
Isn't that in New York or something?
I don't give a fuck.
It's been a long time
It's
since.
just a big fruit.
Yeah, it's the best kind.
It's a restaurant inside of a giant fruit.
And it's a college.
Yeah. And Todd from Costco works there.
All right.
I
I think he works at Costco.
learns there.
The CEO of Costco.
He has a part-time job. He's just trying to pay his
Just make
tuition.
ends
man.
meet.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm not paying all my workers minimum wage and making them piss in bottles. Oh, I don't have any money. Oh, I'm only a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire.
Costco isn't doing great right now.
Really?
Yeah, so when the season started, when everyone was bulk buying all at once, everyone was pulling toilet paper off the shelves, they weren't making a profit, really.
Mm.
So, like, they had to limit the number of people that were coming in, so that already limits the money they can make in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep limiting it, and they changed their hours for a while. Like, they closed 2 hours early for, like, a month. So, they lost a lot of money doing that. But every week we get a letter about how important safety is for everybody.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. I like not dying.
As opposed to like GameStop, who was like, please let us stay open during quarantine. We are so essential.
Very
We're GameStop.
God, what a schlub.
We don't care about our workers. Just we want to make money. Yeah. Especially GameStop. GameStop sucks.
They haven't cared for a long time.
GameStop is trash, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Their fucking return policy is always changing.
Oh yeah.
It's a nightmare. And you can buy all the same games
Yeah.
anywhere.
They don't even they don't buy that many consoles for scarcity purposes, and then
people just go to Best Buy or something.
It's like I was like, hey, 2 months before the Switch came out, I called them, and they're like, they made fun of me for not having bought a Switch like
Didn't
months
they laugh
prior.
at you?
They didn't outright laugh that I could hear, but they had like laughter in their voice, man.
They were
They're
amused.
like
The disrespect.
I know.
Absolutely.
And then I was like, I went to Fred, or actually my dad did, the day of, didn't even pre-order, grabbed one. You know, it's like insane that you can just go to Fred Meyer and grab one off the shelf on the day of it comes out, and they've been sold out like 6 months before they even came out at GameStop. And I'm like, GameStop, you're retarded. I hate you.
Yeah, that's whack.
GameStop operates like I play Monopoly. I just realized.
Dangerously.
Like they just try and fuck people out of their money, but then nobody falls for it, so they end up just spending a lot of time not actually making any money. So they just get more and more desperate, and then they're just like swindle more people, please find somebody to screw over, man. God, we're GameStop, we're losing money. I think they're definitely going to go out of business after
I
this.
think they have to. If we lost Olive Garden, then we at least have to lose
Olive
GameStop.
Garden?
Olive Garden in Yakima's done.
In Yakima.
It's gone.
Okay.
They're closing a ton of branches.
Really?
Like Olive Garden in general is having a bad time.
Well, I hated Olive Garden anyway.
I missed it, dude.
Really?
I only went there for like special occasions when I was a kid. So like coming back from college this year, I'm like, boys, we're going to Olive Garden, and then everything closed, and then they closed permanently. So I just got sad.
No. I guess I can't hate on Olive Garden too much because we used to go to Denny's all the time, and Denny's is a nightmare
Then yeah,
of an establishment.
But that's why.
But it's open 24 hours.
Yeah,
baby.
it's a cursed place. That's
You
why
can
we
get
go there.
$4 unlimited pancakes at 2 a.m.
unlimited.
2 a.m.
How unlimited is that?
You can keep buying pancakes, bro.
Keep buying? How does
You
this
can
work?
keep getting pancakes.
They keep forking over
So
pancakes.
it's $4 and
until
you just
leave.
keep getting pancakes?
Yeah,
until
but
you leave.
you'll find by the first couple pancakes, you're like, there is a limit.
So it's like a built-in kill switch.
Yeah, because the pancakes expand in your stomach.
That's right.
And then all the
They're
bread,
trying to
all
kill
the
you.
carbs, and all the syrup, you're just like...
Just fills you.
And then they come over, they're like, you want another blueberry pancake, you little bitch? And you're like, no, please. And they're like, that's right.
What if just like one person sits in and orders, and then just they're like, "I'll take pancakes," and then they just give it to someone, you know? Like, what if only one person ordered unlimited pancakes and then just gifted it to people? So you could feed like a.
It sounds like a scam. I think it's gotta be attempted. So, semi-related. Jet works at Domino's,
Okay.
and if
Fuck
a pizza,
Domino's.
fuck Domino's, definitely. But Jet works there, so I support my boy.
Yeah, no.
So if a pizza gets called in and never picked up, then it has to wait for a certain amount of time, and then the staff gets it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you know someone that works at Domino's, just call in a pizza, never pick it up. It'll sit there. They can claim it, and now you have a free pizza. It'll be cold, but it's a free pizza.
You know what happened at Pizza Hut?
What happens to Pizza Hut?
Some people got fired for doing that.
Damn.
They ordered like 20 pizzas.
Well, that's overkill.
yeah.
That's
Didn't they, right?
suspicious.
That sounds familiar.
It was Miley McIntosh.
Ah, Miley.
Oh, that was to create work, I think. Because they did do they didn't. I don't think their intention was to. They hated a
Their
worker.
intention wasn't to eat the pizzas.
Yeah.
It was just to be.
Like,
Yeah,
give
it
them
was to
something
create.
do.
It was to create work for a manager they didn't like, and
Yeah.
then not pay for it.
Oh, it's for spite.
Was it for
Yeah.
Caleb?
No, it was one of some.
Israel?
No, it was a lady that I didn't know, and
Oh.
I don't even think she's there anymore.
Gotcha.
See, that's the universe stepping in and saying, you're doing this for hateful purposes,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to reward you.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
But if you order,
Yeah.
like, one Hawaiian pizza, never go pick it up, and
Yeah.
then you just have a cold pizza later, that's just a profit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, we don't even wait. Like at Pizza Hut, we would get the call. Like somebody would be like, "Yeah, they didn't answer the door," and we're just like, "Bring it back." And then-
Sick, alright.
Or like
Yeah, we got deliveries all that, but if it was carry out, it would still take like an hour or
yeah,
more.
yeah. But
But if it was a delivery that got failed, then yeah, it would be like immediate.
but the other thing is if you like mess up a pizza, like you forget a topping or add a topping.
Oh yeah, that's the
then
best.
it goes straight to the back, and we're just like,
I got so many free pizzas that way.
dude, I
Well,
was eating pizza
I
all day.
never purposely. Maybe I think once I purposely messed it up so I could have it.
Yeah.
But people used to do that all the time.
Oh no.
Yeah, what, dude? Ron used to come up to me. He'd be like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Good, Ron.
Yeah.
How are you?" He's like, "You want to fuck up one of those pizzas, buddy?" And I'm
He was
just
a-
like,
he
I'm
was
just
a
like,
man,
"What,
man."
Ron?" And he's like, "I'm hungry." and then he'd like
People
grab
are
some
always
pepperonis
pressuring
out of the
us.
fucking make table and just eat them.
People are always pressuring us to fucking
Yeah.
to screw shit up so they can
Dawson?
have food. Oh yeah,
Oh, Dawson.
I love Dawson.
Hungry boy. He hungers
Truly.
for pizza. But yeah, I don't know. I guess you could totally back to the Denny's situation. I think you could
bad
totally
Denny's.
Robin Hood the Denny's and just like see, yeah, like you just have to start like passing them out to like everybody in the restaurant. You're just going table to table like pancakes, and then everybody's like, yes, free pancakes, and I'm like, I only paid $4
You're like a round of free pancakes for the house.
on me.
And they're like, fuck, he found the loophole. God damn it.
Yeah, all the Denny's workers are like, they told us it would never happen to us.
Denny himself comes out and just shakes his fist at you.
I am Denny. Who has awakened me? Yeah. And just And I'm just Robin Hooding out these fucking pancakes. They're not even good pancakes. They're like the shitty. They're the chocolate chip ones, and they didn't even cook them long enough for the chocolate chips to melt.
So you just crunch.
Yeah, you're just crunching through chocolate chips. But at least everybody eats.
It's free though.
Everybody eats, baby. And it's at Denny's.
You can invite all the Yakima homeless
Yeah.
people.
We should play a show at Denny's.
That'd be awesome.
Have you seen that video where the guy's like,
What the fuck is up,
he's like, what? It's a
Of course
metal.
I have.
Yeah, and he's what the fuck?
How can you not see that?
I don't know.
People are like jumping on tables.
Yeah, and they have a breakdown. That's so fucking good.
That's the spirit of Denny's.
Yeah.
Denny's.
That's Denny's right there.
It does have a chaotic energy,
Mhm.
a goblin energy.
And all the workers there are
Goblin
like,
energy.
yeah.
Dude, yeah, we've been on the goblin train recently.
Goblin energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been. I discovered goblin culture, and I immediately realized that I had a place in this world, and that was to be a goblin and just.
They like moss and shiny things.
Yeah.
There's an actual like Reddit community.
Rocks. Tumblr.
I missed it.
Tumblr?
Even better.
Okay.
Tumblr community.
I mean, I have a little experience being a goblin, but I didn't know there was like a community for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a hardcore community. There are influencers. What did I just? Influencers.
Yes, try again.
Do I have? Man. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Have you seen that one?
No.
That's Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Oh my gosh, I love Joe Biden. I saw this tweet that summed it up really well. Somebody said Joe Biden. All of Joe Biden's speeches sound like if you just like tap the auto suggested button in the middle of the keyboard just over and over again, so it just like strings words that don't make sense. That's how they sound.
And then they're like accidentally racist.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, there was this great one. He said poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. And I was just like, Joe!
He
Joe!
walked into it.
Oh my god.
What a guy.
But yeah, and then there's I got hairy legs that turn white in the sun, and the little kids in the pool. The little kids, they used to wet the hair down, slick the hair down, and watch it pop back up, and then that's how I learned about roaches, and I love kids sitting on my lap.
Just took a nosedive right at the end.
And it was
Uncomfortably
just
sexual.
It was just like, oh my god, it
What a
was
guy.
the best. I've got to show you this video. It's fantastic. Because I'm just at such a state where I'm like, politics is such a fucking circus right now.
Absolutely.
Because Trump is ridiculous, and I really think he's like going nuts right now.
I think he's been nuts.
Well, I think he's been nuts for a long time, but I think he's more just been like an asshole for a long time.
Yeah, I feel that.
But like, I think he's legitimately starting to like lose his grip on reality as a whole, like fully, like just like slipping out of his hands.
Oh, speaking of slipping out, so don't quote me on this. I got this from a secondhand source, but there was a guy who wrote a book recently about Donald Trump, like massive expose, and it was very unflattering. And part of the book explained that Donald Trump always walks like that because he no longer has control of his bowels. He tends to accidentally shit himself, and he has to be near a bathroom pretty regularly.
I love that.
That's great.
I love that.
That's great, dude. I'm not for violence. Okay, assassination. Forget about it. Okay, but if we found where Donald Trump was, and then we just kind of like spooked him just enough that he shit his pants. Like, we find Donald Trump, he's like walking across like a garden, right? And then we're just like, that's him right there. And then we just like creep up behind him, right? And then you just like, you know, like just like a quick, like, and then he just like, and then he just turns around and he's like, oh my god. And then he just starts walking away, and he's like got his like legs all like closed together.
I mean, that's character assassination.
Yeah. And then you just have somebody like hidden video like in the corner, and so you just have Donald Trump just shitting his pants.
Does that count as domestic terrorism? Can we try that?
I hope so.
I'd be down.
Because if I go to prison for literally scaring the shit out of Donald Trump, I don't care. I would be like,
yep, that's worth it.
Fair enough.
That's absolutely worth it.
Fair enough. I just got the president, one of the worst presidents in all of American history, to just shit his pants like on a golf course. That's the place.
Pop out of the water.
That's the place. You know, he's got he's at like a Trump Towers golf course, right? Mm-hmm. He's at his favorite golf course. He goes there all the time, right? He's let his guard down. He's in his happy place. You know, he's just having a good time playing the golf, completely in the moment, and then just bam,
right out of the sand.
Right out of the sand. I'm just laying.
Just grab his foot, grab his ankle or some shit.
That'd be terrifying.
He would shit. Anyone would shit themselves.
He would shit on, dude. If you pull his leg out, he would shit on me. Is the problem?
And then you could get shit on by Donald Trump and make him shit his pants at the same time.
Yeah,
get president shit on your face. That's still an achievement.
You might be able to press charges for getting somebody to shit on you.
I think if you caused it, there's probably rules about that.
Well, you know, you can just be like, it was all in good fun. I was just joking around, you know. I just and then he just shit on me. He shit on me. I was just trying to spook I was playing a game. I love Donald Trump. I was just playing around with him.
The Secret Service would probably execute you before you even got to court.
You would disappear.
Your
hand would come out and you'd be gone.
I'd be blown away by a 30-06 immediately.
They have snipers all over the golf course. They're ready for it.
That's why he has his guard down. It's not because he's unprotected. It's because
he is protected.
Yeah, so. But he might still shit his pants.
Probably.
And if I die causing the president to just let loose in his shorts,
that's worth it.
I would die a happy man.
That's a life lived.
Yeah. And I would dude, imagine how long that would stay in the news. Like, imagine, that would be in history books.
Oh, absolutely.
A man...
Yeah, well, I feel like we're hitting a limit, kind of just wild shit that happens to Donald Trump.
That's true. That's true.
Remember when that guy got impeached? He got impeached.
He did.
When did that happen? 3 years ago? Time isn't real anymore.
But did he shit his pants?
Maybe.
He probably has several times.
I wonder, yeah.
He kind of always walks like that.
Maybe he has, diapers if he's that bad.
Ooh. I don't really want to think about that, but I kind of want to think about that.
That could pose a problem for the shitting on you.
Yeah.
If it's contained.
We have to find a way to get rid of it.
He'd still have to have somebody change his diaper, though.
That's true. He gets up on one of those little tables that's in a bathroom.
Change me. He's got what's his name? Who's the Mitch McConnell?
Up like a turkey.
Mitch McConnell comes in. He's like,
from his butthole.
He's like, Donnie, are you okay? And Donald Trump's like, I made a boo boo. I need you to change my diaper immediately. Immediately.
The largest boom.
I just made so much brown that I'm thinking about putting it in a cage.
Oh my god.
The real shithole is in my pants right now.
Oh my god.
But
and then Mitch McConnell goes, "Yes, gracious sir."
Yes, my lord.
Little turtleneck waggling around.
Yes. And then he goes.
Yeah, he just sucks
it right out.
Yeah, he just cleans them all up.
That took the worst turn possible.
The worst turn possible.
And Trump just goes, "Oh yeah, right there."
Right there, Mitch. Right there. Does he have a nickname for Mitch McConnell? He has nicknames for so many people.
Connie.
I love Donald Trump's nicknames.
Connie.
Connie.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's what I would.
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. Some of his nicknames aren't even good. Some of them are such low-hanging fruit. I'm like, come on, Donald. Dude, you're spending so much time doing nothing, you can at least think of better nicknames than that. You watch TV doesn't he watch TV for hours a day?
It's 6 hours a day.
Tons of TV
And he's gone golfing
and he hasn't spent a couple minutes to be like, what would be a real good nickname for that guy? It's just the first thing that comes up. You know, he's just like, how about Sword Dan? Yeah. Just Sword Dan.
He just looks at things around his room and puts names behind them.
Picture frame Sarah. Because, he just...
She framed me.
Yeah. Everybody's framing me. This is a witch hunt.
The Witch Pursuit.
And this is a... I lost it.
Yeah, it's gone.
Dead air.
What should we talk about now?
We've been all over.
We haven't talked
What?
about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Do we have to?
I don't know. I want to understand.
All right.
Do you really play Yu-Gi-Oh?
I not recently because it's becoming increasingly hard to find someone to play with. But
Good.
I have my deck. I don't have my deck with me right now, but it's.
Have you ever played Magic the Gathering?
I have not. I've seen several matches, but I never got into it.
Maybe we can convert him.
Hmm.
Because, I
It's a
think
lot
you could...
simpler and
Yeah.
really fun.
I
It's
think
more
you could-
expensive. I'm not about that.
It's more expensive.
Really?
I bet it probably
Magic
is.
more than Yu-Gi-Oh.
I bet.
How much?
I
How
bet,
much
yeah.
is like a booster pack for Yu-Gi-Oh?
For Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like $10.
For like a 15-card booster pack?
Yeah.
It's like $5 for a Magic 15 card.
I could be wrong. I haven't bought cards in a while.
It's like $5-6, dude. It's like $9 for a 30-card booster
Man,
pack.
I'm already set on Yu-Gi-Oh. I got the deck I need. I'm happy with it.
You're
I don't
really-
need to change that.
You're committed.
Absolutely. The cards I started with when I was like 7 years old.
Yu-Gi-Oh sickens me.
Why?
Sickens.
Why? Why?
Okay, because do you remember Summer in the Parks? Did you ever do that?
Never.
Have you heard of it?
Maybe.
Well,
Oh my god.
it's like summer camp if it was still in Sela. Did I clip the mic?
It's just a bar of black.
Nice.
So, Sela Summer Camp.
So yeah, it's like summer camp if you didn't go to a cool place and you were just in the park
All right.
with some adults who aren't your parents, and then you go home at the end of the day.
Oh, like a day camp.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
It sounds like it.
But a lot of kids used to go over to the stage at Wixon Park.
Mm-hmm.
Wixon Park?
Yeah,
That's the one
Wixon.
where community days is?
Yeah.
Okay. People used to go to the stage where the shade was, and they would all play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I did not play Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Magic the Gathering. And so there were a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, and I'd be like, does anyone want to play Magic with me? And they're like, no, kid. We all play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, I hate you guys. Shut up. And then they beat me up.
All right.
And then I got
So
to...
it's not that you just like the game, you have trauma linked to it.
Yes.
Okay. I feel
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! In all my life.
I played one match against someone who, Richard Weaver, who really liked Yu-Gi-Oh, and wanted to teach us, but didn't want to lose, just wanted to like destroy us, and so he told us like a bare minimum, and then like left us to dry, and so we're just like, what the fuck is going on? Because it was so goddamn complicated, and he was just like, well, because I activated this trap card 3.5 turns ago, I can I can now summon these 4 creatures, and then that gets thrown into the fucking abyss, and then I'm like and then I can sacrifice all of these creatures that I have just summoned in order to summon 2.5 more creatures, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
See, I'm nodding because that's how the game works.
Here's another factor though.
So I guess I did know how it worked.
Did you watch the anime?
Hell yeah, I did.
So that's
Goddamn.
probably why you play.
I watched
No,
it.
I
'Cause I never watched
I started
it.
playing. I started playing because I have an older cousin.
Oh.
Spent a lot of time with him when I was younger. He was an asshole, absolute dick. He got a little better, but like pretty consistently, just pissed on me all the time. So one time it was for real, but he taught me air quotes how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. He had this giant bin of cards. What we would do, we would dump the bin out and flip all the cards over so we couldn't see what they were, and you would take a card until all the cards were gone, and you'd play like that. And that's not how you play the game.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how he played the game. And he also had coins that were 2 heads or 2 tails. So he would decide which one to use to kick my ass with. And that was...
He's like, heads or tails? And you're like, heads, and he's like, all right.
Exactly, yeah. So it was a challenge the whole time, but eventually I figured out how to play the game on my own. He didn't help at all. And I really only played against like 3 people. The cards don't do a whole lot for me, but... Yeah, what you're talking about, how you summon a monster and then you kill one. It's a lot of strategy. It's similar to Magic in that like a lot of stuff chains together.
Right.
And I really enjoy that. I enjoy just flipping over a shit ton of cards and having a monster that can do 5,000 damage in one turn, and it's pristine.
Yeah, okay, I understand that much. In Magic, I was playing against him, I got what was it originally? Probably like a 3/3 or something.
I don't know what you're talking about. You haven't said any details about it, so how would I
3/3, come on.
It was when I utterly destroyed you that one time.
How many thousands of 3/3?
The 3/3.
Okay, well I have a card that at the beginning of my turn, it doubles the amount of counters on it, which is a +1/+1. And so when I first put it on this 3/3, it became a 4/4. And then every turn, I didn't tell him that it was doing that because he never asked.
I wasn't worried about it. Well, I wasn't worried about it because all my creatures had Death Touch. So if you tried to attack with this thing, it would just die anyway.
That's sick.
And so I was like, okay, it's been 6 turns, so now this is a 400, and like the highest like card amount I've ever seen is like 12, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and that's rare.
I had like a
8 used to be really high.
I think my strongest card in my old deck was Pookie. Because Pookie, the thing is, Pookie is like a 10/10 plus XX, which I think
cards
so.
you use, or
I'm gonna hold on. No,
it's too late.
I'm sorry to all the Magic people who are listening to this, who are just like, no, Polukranos is completely different, you idiot. But if I remember correctly, Polukranos is like got a +X+X where it's your devotion to green. So if you have a lot of green creatures out, then each of their green mana cost is added to his power. So if you have a lot of green creatures, then you throw down Polukranos and he'll be like a 50-50, and then you just like... and then you just sweep.
And it just works.
Because Polukranos, World Eater, he eats worlds, so...
Hell yeah.
Love Pookie.
So I managed to destroy his one creature that had flying, and all my creatures had flying, because I have a deck that has a bunch of cards that are like, now every creature has flying, now every creature has trample, all these like very useful things. And so I had this creature that was suddenly at 400, and then had flying, and I just like went above all of his guys and destroyed him.
Hell yeah.
It hurt.
And yeah, the amount of health you start with is 20.
But to give background to this win, it was his first win after a streak of being utterly demolished.
I changed my deck and started doing better because he beat me like 5 times in a row or some shit.
And I beat David even more.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, I guess I didn't, because the thing is that like I don't think David played that much because he is kind of like I don't want to keep losing, So.
Yeah, I feel that.
But are you considered a champion when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh? Are you a strong Yu-Gi-Oh player?
Honestly, I don't know.
Are you an end boss?
I've never done tournaments. I want to say I have a pretty good deck. It's all dragons, because dragons are the coolest thing ever, and I'd be stupid to not use dragons.
Like Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon and Red Eyes Black Dragon. I got both of those bitches. And I got Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. I got him when I was 7 years old. Wow. Coolest card I've ever seen. No idea what he did, so I just held on to him, and I'm glad I did. Because he gets like 300 extra attack for every dead dragon you have. Mm-hmm. So I'll just wipe out my own cards so I can bring him out. And then he's got like 5,000 attack. And it's pristine. Mwah.
I do have a couple cards like that depending on how many creatures I have in my graveyard, like boost the attack. So I'll just like be like, oh no, my creatures keep dying.
Oh, darn, that's too bad.
Yeah,
whatever shall I do?
And then I'm like, oh hey, I'm gonna play this card, and let's see how many creatures I have in my graveyard. 10, and then I'm just like, it's nice.
It works.
It's nice. How many cards are in a Yu-Gi-Oh deck?
Yu-Gi-Oh deck is between 40 and 60. It depends on tournament standards are 40 cards, but you can also have like 10 extra cards in an emergency deck. I don't know specifically what the rules are for that. Yu-Gi-Oh rules have fallen apart, kind of. And by fallen apart, I mean they've added like 10 extra layers. Oh. I have no idea what Pendulum Summon means. Yeah.
Me neither.
I stopped collecting when
I can't even guess what that means.
Exactly. It's a mess. They keep adding new rules, and there's a bit of power creep too. Like a lot of the newer cards are a lot stronger than the old stuff.
Yeah.
So it's.
Oh yeah.
There was
Magic does that too.
Yeah.
There was that one card, Black Lotus. That was the one.
I've heard about that.
Black Lotus like broke the game for a while, and then they were like, "No, Black Lotus, you can't use it anymore. Stop using that." And they were super expensive, and so people were buying Black Lotuses, and there were only a couple of them, and then they banned them, and then now they're like, "Oh, they're worthless."
It's cool to have.
Yeah, I don't know. They might still be expensive as like a collector's item, but definitely not like they used to.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing is there a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh trading?
There, when all my cousins did it, yeah, there was.
Yeah.
But I think the game itself has kind of fallen off. I don't hear anything about it anymore. The TV show stopped a while ago. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Cause,
I think I did. I watched the original series and that's it.
I only watched it on like Saturday mornings, and so I didn't watch it from front to back or any like way that I understood what was going on. But I still, when I did watch it, I thought the fights were pretty cool and stuff.
The duels are all that matters, dude. Everything else is just filler.
Right.
Yeah, I think I watched like one episode, and it was like totally just a random episode that happened to be on TV, and nothing happened, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Because there's all these people. And they were like arguing about bricks or something, and there were these weird bricks, and I was just like, what's going on? And I never watched another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh ever again.
It's probably better than Dragon Ball though.
You must have picked a bad one. I never watched Dragon Ball. I can't comment on it. I know a lot of people are super into it because there's fights, but like,
I mean, I think Dragon Ball is good, but if you're watching it like Saturday morning and you've only ever watched one, there's a high possibility that nothing at all is going to happen that entire episode.
Exact same thing happened to me with Dragon Ball Z. I watched one of the episodes where he's just climbing Snake Way, and so the whole episode, it's just like it cuts to is it Goku who's doing that?
Yeah.
It cuts to Goku and he's just like,
I haven't seen a whole lot.
He's just climbing.
And then he's like, man, it's gonna be a long way. And then it cuts back to some other people, and they're like, what are we doing now that Goku's not here? And they're just like, ah. And then like nothing happened, and I was like, man, this anime is so exciting. I'm never gonna watch it ever again.
Nice.
So same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just animes, like especially like earlier animes, have a real issue with filler episodes.
Yeah, a lot of pacing problems.
Yeah. Where they're just like, we're gonna get back on our important stuff next week, but this week they're gonna go to the store, and you're just like,
because why not?
Is it gonna be like a crazy anime store that's like, no, they just go to Lowe's, bro? And you're just like, fuck.
Gotta build a crazy anime deck.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not even like a Naruto filler in Dragon, because the Dragon Ball doesn't really have any like fillers. It just takes forever for anything to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like Naruto. Yeah. Yeah. Naruto, it's like, oh, there's an episode with regular pacing, but it's kind of dumb, but I guess I can watch this, and then next episode I'll be back on track. But then Dragon Ball, you're just like,
I couldn't
what the fuck is
I
going
couldn't do Naruto. I couldn't do it.
Oh,
I watched like the
Naruto.
first 2 episodes, and after he turned into a girl several times, I wasn't into it.
Yeah, you have to kind of struggle through the first
best
like
part
20 episodes or something.
Is he turns into a girl several times, and then one time he turns into several girls.
I remember that part.
Yeah. But we were talking about Naruto today because I'm kind of having the same problem where I'm just like, some episodes are really great, and some of the fight scenes are actually really cool, and then some of the fight scenes you can tell that they like had some guy animate them like in the other side of the studio,
Just that guy.
and so it's just like, ha, and they just like fly across in like freeze frame,
Like
and
a
then
brick.
and then somebody else goes, ha.
For clarification's sake, Nolan is only like 35 or 40 episodes, if that, into Naruto.
Yeah.
That God damn.
And there's like 720.
Just watch JoJo.
No.
Just watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo got ruined for us by a person that
How?
we shall not name.
Ruined how?
We'll talk about this after the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, I'm gonna plug it because I love that fucking show. It's off the wall. There's very little rhyme or reason to it. It's not a great show by any stretch of the mind, but it's entertaining, incredibly entertaining.
Right.
See, One Punch was that for me.
I do enjoy One Punch. I have a problem reading and watching things at the same time, so like I haven't watched it a whole lot. But
is there no dub for One Punch?
not that I've seen.
Because I usually watch subbed, but I'm not a subbed elitist. You know, I'm not one of those people who's like, you have to listen to it in Japanese, or you're barely watching the same anime. You know, I'm like, if you want to watch dubbed, fine, but just for me, the 4 dubbed voice actors are so annoying.
Just the same 4 people.
Yeah, and they're just so annoying and bad at acting. You'd think from all the work they get, those 4 voice actors working on every anime ever, you'd think from all the work they'd get enough experience to not sound like garbage. But instead, it's just like, "Hi, Naruto! How's it going?" And he's just like, "Oh, I'm doing all right." And then he's like, "That's great." You know, and you're just like, "Dude, put some emotion into it, bro. Act it out, dog. Come on." You know? Just give him like a "Hey, Naruto, you know, how's it going, man?" Yeah.
So the first like couple seasons of the original Naruto show are very low budget and are very, very old. So
yeah, that's the problem, is that
you haven't gotten to the parts that are like high budget.
Well, and I'm
awesome.
not criticizing Naruto. What I'm saying is I want to jump ahead to the good parts because I know that it gets good. But the beginning is so bad. Especially like the first couple episodes are so poorly animated.
Oh my God, yeah.
That it's like a DeviantArt anime. Like there's some shots of like Iruka Sensei where he's just like, his eyes are too far apart. And the same thing happens in like the whole first and second seasons, where in some shots their eyes are just farther apart, like significantly farther apart. And then some shots they'll like give the good animators those shots, and so it looks great, and you're like, wow, this is how good Naruto can look. And they have these great fight scenes where like actual movement is happening and there's like motion blur, and you're just like, whoa. You
Wild.
know? And then sometimes they're just like, "Hey, can I need some help with this shot. Can we just have Steve animate it? He's next
Just throw it
door."
to that guy.
Yeah, let's just throw it to Steve. And then like, you know, Sakura turns around and her eyes are like, and you're just like, and she's just like, "Ah," and you're like, "Whoa, dude, what
I had a stroke.
I've also noticed that the sound, like in the old Naruto, is similar in how like there will be times where the transition between it being like silent and it having music is like really jarring, or like there's like no music whatsoever, and then there's like the occasion like it just seems like very empty sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like they don't know what they're doing in the first few seasons with the sound engineering and stuff like that.
The other thing that's kind of like all animes kind of do it is like shitty cliffhangers. Like 5 second, like not like end of episode cliffhangers, but like 5-second
commercial break cliffhangers.
Not even like 5-second, like
really like immediately.
Like they'll silhouette one of the ninjas on like a red background, and you'll see like blood spray, and you're like, "Oh my God, my favorite ninja has died." This important character to the plot. This is the episode where he must die in this episode.
It's gotta be.
In the 4th episode of the season. So you're like, "Oh no, Kakashi Sensei is dead now." And then like 5 seconds later, it like turns around and it's like, "It was water and not blood." And you're like, you know, and you're like, wow, thank goodness Kakashi Sensei is not dead on episode 5.
Thank God.
Great. I really thought his plot armor was too thin. You know, and this was just going to be the end for him. But luckily, he's still around.
When you get to like mid Shippuden is some of the greatest fucking content, not even like anime, but just like show that I've ever seen in my life.
See, I want to watch Shippuden so bad.
Because it's like
just jump.
The amount.
I want to.
The amount of effort that they put into plot and everything that's going on, and the fight scenes, and just like, and power escalation, and tension and stuff, and then like actually thinking that like having these like things last for much longer, the tensions, is just like a genius. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think
Like
if you want to skip ahead,
powerful.
just do it. Like, it's not a matter of willpower. It's if the show can't make itself interesting and entertaining and give you a reason to watch it, it's on them. It's not on you. Because like I started watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Entertaining show. After like 3 episodes, it gets a little old. Like, I started watching the first season, and it's back in like 2005. So I'm not gonna slam the quality at all.
Yeah.
But like, they're all selfish assholes, and there's only so many directions you can take those character traits.
Yeah.
So I just skipped ahead to whenever Danny DeVito shows up.
yeah.
Because he's all that matters.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, because I thought about that when I started watching it, It's Always Sunny, and I didn't end up watching it for that long. I kind of quit. I probably quit before the second season. But, yeah, I was like, you know, most shows, it's like everybody else is like a selfish asshole, and then there's like the straight man, you know, in movie terms. You know, the guy, the perspective character who's like the reasonable person who's like, man, all these people are assholes.
The
and
Seinfeld.
then you're like trying to figure out who it is in It's Always Sunny, and then like by the 3rd episode you're like, I don't think there's a straight man in this.
There just isn't. Like, I think the girl, I can't remember her name, but she seems like the
D?
most... Yeah, D.
D.
You can say that. She seems like the most reasonable,
Yeah.
but still, she's not great at all.
Well, I remember thinking that on one of the episodes, I was like, I guess D is like the straight man, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next episode, she was being so dumb and asshole-ish that I was like, there is no straight man in It's Always Sunny. And there are some banger episodes of It's Always Sunny,
Absolutely.
but there are also a lot of just like,
It feels like you're slogging through the show.
man, Charlie's so dumb, man.
Aha!
Am I right?
Oh!
Yeah, he's pretty.
I experimented with men! What a zinger. It's
What a zinger.
It's an interesting show. I think for the time, I'm sure it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Because this was 2005.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what was happening then.
I think the Salem witch trials.
Not
Maybe like the Confederacy,
The Confederacy was like 5 years long. I don't think it
Revolutionary
happened.
War.
That was before the Confederacy.
Somewhere
Anyway,
around there.
but like when Always Sunny came out, there wasn't a whole lot of shows that were just all jerks.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there was some appeal there because it's funny.
There was a lot of like really textbook sitcoms.
Mm-hmm. This was the Hallmark era.
Yeah, like early 2000s, late 90s. You've got Friends is on TV. You've got, which Friends is a good show, but you've got to admit, it's a pretty textbook sitcom. You don't seem happy.
I'm not happy about it. I think part of it is I don't find it super entertaining. I don't like laugh tracks in general.
Yeah,
they use that as a crutch a lot. I also just have a personal vendetta against Friends. It's not personal trauma, but like I used to be really close to a lot of people who were really into Friends, so now I can't look at them without just being angry.
Wow, you're just Chandler comes on, and you're like,
Just rage. I want to go smash an egg.
Chandler Bing.
He's a problem.
But yeah, so it's like, and I think laugh tracks. Like I never noticed laugh tracks until they stopped using laugh tracks at some point in like the teens, I'd say. Like, and then, so there are a lot of shows that just don't have laugh tracks. And then you go back and watch those shows that you never noticed it beforehand, and you're just like, stop telling me when to fucking laugh, dude. If it's funny, I'll laugh.
As soon as you're thinking about it, it becomes a problem.
Yeah. Because, like, Community doesn't have a laugh track. And it has great timing.
Yeah.
Especially earlier Community. Because we all know that it took a dive.
Yeah.
It took a
It goes
dive.
off the rails a bit.
How much have you watched a lot
I've
of
watched a
Community?
few episodes from the early seasons, but not a whole.
Okay. Well, that's all you needed.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, the first half of the first season is still like getting its stride.
Takes a while.
But by the second half and then through the third season, it's like one of the best I've ever seen.
Bang it. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. The
One
paintball
of my new
episodes.
favorites. Oh my god, they're so genius.
The first two
Creative.
The first two paintball arcs are just gold.
I've never
Little
seen
arcs.
like sitcoms be that consistently creative
Yeah.
with their ideas.
Paintballs.
Yeah. See, they have like the season finales are paintball
Oh, okay.
wars.
Like the entire school, like community college, like
gets just destroyed.
involved in like this
Okay.
enormous like $5,000 reward like paintball thing.
Or the first one was early registration was the reward.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so people lost it.
And
Yeah.
so each of these episodes is because a lot of a community models itself ironically after like other tropes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so what was even the first paintball?
It was
Because I remember everything about the second or the third season's second season's paintball.
Because second season paintball, we
So-
had Star Wars and Old West.
Yeah.
First season paintball, though, there was Die Hard, a little bit, right?
Oh, there was some Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
There was some gestures towards Walking Dead.
A little bit.
Because he's like, okay, I'm going out to my car to take a nap because I've had a terrible day, and so Joel McHale goes out to his car, and he comes back in, or he gets out of his car and kind of looks around, and there's a bunch of like cars, and it's like they have like that filter on that like Walking Dead where it's just kind of like dark, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like just kind of like it's all really silent and nothing's going on. He walks into the school, and they're like it's just like there's desolate, there's nobody there,
And there's just paint everywhere.
yeah, it's just destroyed. And then he's like, what did I sleep through, which is like a Walking Dead reference.
Yeah.
And then he like walks to the right, and there's just like a guy laying down like just like against the walls, and then you're just like, oh my god, this is so Walking Dead right now. And then they what they do a lot of times especially in that episode, I think they'll have like deaths where someone's like, oh, I'm shot, and then they like have a whole like dramatic death scene, and then they're like, it's okay, I'm going home, and then someone's like, yes, you're going home, and they
You're going home, Shirley.
I mean, I'm going home, and then they just get up and leave.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah.
I love those
And
episodes.
like the show was creative. They experimented with different like styles. They did a claymation episode.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They did a
Claymation.
video game
Christmas
episode. Oh yeah.
Yeah, video game. And the other thing is
8-bit. Yeah.
early Chevy Chase.
Pierce.
Early Pierce is hilarious because he's a racist old man, and he just always says the wrong thing, and it some of the first season Chevy Chase lines are just the most perfect comedic timing I've ever seen in my life. Because they all, like, I would get to the point where I would try and think of, like, what Pierce is going to say. And every single time, it was, like, exactly just out of left field. And I would just be like, Dan Harmon, Chevy Chase, you have blessed me with this beautiful joke. Thank you. I fucking Daily Bread or some shit. Catholic whatever.
Catholic thing.
Yeah, like thank you. It was just perfect. Or the drug episode. There's an episode where they're giving a presentation to a bunch of kids.
Oh my
about
god, that's one of
drugs.
the best ones.
And Pierce is playing the drugs, and he starts getting irritated that he's not getting a lot of lines, and he feels like left out. So he starts like dropping like jokes in the middle of it, he like just one-liners, and the kids, and he's playing like he's dressed up as a marijuana leaf, and he's playing the drugs, and he's dropping one-liners, and the kids are loving it.
Yeah.
And so the kids are like just in love with drugs. His character, like
The character's name is Drugs.
yeah. So they're like, we want drugs, we want drugs, and then they have to pull Pierce off the stage and be like, Pierce, what are you doing? You are sabotaging.
He starts
this."
basking it and be like, yes,
Yeah.
drugs for the win.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be an anti-drugs like presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the kids are in love with Pierce, and they pull him off stage, and they're getting mad that he's gone. And then there's this other guy, Ben Chang, who is played by
Jen Wong.
Wait.
Ken
Ken
Jeong.
Jeong. Ken Jeong.
Sorry.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Jim Wong? Racist. Ken Jeong. Okay. But anyways, and everybody in the show hates Chang.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just like this creepy, weird asshole. And so they're like, all right, put Chang in the suit and then send him out there. And then the kids are like, we want drugs. And then Chang just like pops out in like a blaze of smoke, and he like throws down a smoke pellet, and it like explodes, and then he's like, I'm back. And it's like this Asian guy, and all the kids are like screaming, and he's like you thought I would stay the same forever. And so it becomes this beautiful metaphor about how you get addicted to drugs and then it turns on you and becomes, and all the kids, and so they're like, I think that was the most effective anti-drug play we have ever seen. And they're like throwing stuff at Chang. They're like throwing bottles at him.
I mean, whatever it takes, because PSAs don't work.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. I watched a video about how ineffective Dare was, and I was blown away.
It sucked, yeah. Didn't stop me, that's for sure.
Right? I'm like, man, I remember like, and it just goes to show that we all remember the PSAs. Mm-hmm. Like they were memorable, and yet so memorable, yet ineffective that it's like, oh yeah, I remember all those PSAs. They were good enough to get lodged into our subconscious, and yet, even though they spread like wildfire, they did absolutely nothing to keep us away from
Absolute
drugs.
squat.
Yeah. It's just like, my sister did Dare, and she like got a sweater, she was like Dare.
She got a sweater, serious.
She was one of those people who like went through the whole course.
Damn.
And she was like, yeah, I did Dare, and she...
What's it even stand for? Drugs
fuck
are
if I
really evil.
know.
I don't know. That sounds accurate.
It's like
pretty
steps
good.
or something for like saying no to drugs. Because it's like,
Yeah.
don't do drugs and say no to drugs.
Really don't do
Rethink
drugs.
your life if you're on drugs. Or the drugs.
Even if the drugs look good. Yeah, don't do the drugs.
Which they always do. But like my sister was the only person I knew who actually went through the Dare course, and she was the first person that I ever like knew did drugs.
That's how powerful it is.
That's how powerful Dare was. That lion, he was changing people's lives.
The lion never made sense to me. Like, I don't know why they just threw an animal into it.
Yeah.
Of all the animals.
Mascots
You
are
gotta
so...
have courage in the face of peer
Drugs.
pressure. In the face of drugs.
Because it's like, you know what Dare did? It taught me everything I know about procuring safe, effective drugs. I'm like, yeah, I can recognize a joint versus a bowl. I know.
There's a difference.
I'm like, I know everything I need to know now. Thanks, Dare. You have just bred a generation of effective, safe drug users. Thank
I think
you.
that's all we can ask for at this point.
Honestly. Dare.
My first
Same.
year, first time I moved into college. When I moved into college, right? So I spent the month before moving in Australia,
Oh, yeah.
and Australian internet just sucks over the
Really?
whole country. Australian internet
Where were
sucks
you?
ass. I was in Sydney.
Sydney.
I was like, I was on
Nice.
coastal Sydney, and it's rad there. I love it. My phone's American, so it doesn't do shit over there if I don't have Wi-Fi, and all the Wi-Fi sucks, so I just can't really do anything.
Really?
So
The service is different?
So, I mean, I use Cricket Wireless, so I don't get shit anyway.
Cricket, what?
Because it's cheap. Leave me alone.
Cricket, who?
Here you are
Cricket
talking
is-
about how
yeah,
your
I have
entire basis for how shitty their internet is.
Yeah, I got my phone from
But-
Great Value. This is a Great Value phone.
Anyway,
Kroger.
because I was in bad internet land,
Okay.
also because I procrastinate and don't pay attention, I missed 80% of the deadlines for like signing up for housing and selecting roommates and stuff. So they picked a room for me, picked a roommate for me who also missed the deadlines.
Nice.
And also,
Did you guys get along?
before there,
All right.
the app that they have so you can talk to your roommate just didn't work.
Oh, great.
So I had zero contact with him until we met when we moved in.
Mm-hmm.
So I had moved all my stuff in.
It's like the 80s.
Yeah, you just get surprised by people.
Yeah.
So me, my dad, my brother moved me in, and then he comes in. His name's Ashanafi. He and his brother come in, drop
That's quite
like
a name.
10 boxes down, and say, "I'm gonna go shopping. I'll be back," and just books it. So 10 seconds of contact. I know his name. I forget it immediately.
Can you hit me with that name again?
Ashanafi.
Ashanafi.
Ashanafi Sipatu. Probably shouldn't have said his whole name.
That's a fucking killer name.
It
though.
Yeah,
is. It's
honestly.
rad.
No one's gonna know how to spell that.
That's true. So like we eventually like we eat dinner together the first night.
Mhm.
It was really cute. Don't tell him I said that. But like
He's definitely listening.
we talk about it later. So we go back to the dorms and he's like, "So how do you feel about marijuana?" I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but I don't hate it. And he says, "I have 3 jars of it and I'm selling it."
Great.
So my entire first year of college, I lived with a dealer.
Awesome. My worst roommate was also a drug dealer.
Mine was rad. I definitely got the good end of the stick.
Nice.
It was a good time.
You got
He
you
was-
got along real well.
He
huh?
was generous as hell.
Oh yeah.
Sharing. So I lived in a suite too. So it's like me and Ashanafi were in one room in the suite. It's 5 rooms all connected to a hallway, and we have 2 bathrooms. And
Wow.
he was sharing with everybody.
Nice.
It was a good time.
Dude, yeah,
That's
that's
a balcony too.
that's how to be a great
Fucking
roommate
balcony.
is to just like share everything.
Mhm.
Because that's how like my room. I had 3 roommates,
All right.
and we had our own kitchen, we had our own bathroom.
Oh,
And
so you got like a big room.
Yeah, we had a nice room. It was 2 like bedrooms that had curtains instead of doors.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, like just everything in there, we just shared it and didn't worry about it. And it was such a like relaxed environment. And everybody who I heard complain about their roommate, the first thing they complained about was that like they don't share anything. Like one of our friends, Dylan, his roommate took masking tape and drew a line in the fridge.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, that's some fucking Cartoon Network bullshit.
Absolutely. That's
If-
Disney Channel.
If
shit.
you're such a child that you're going to physically partition the fridge,
The refrigerator of all
get the
things.
fuck out of my life.
Just label yourself like an adult.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, so we just like we'd come home from like Walmart and it's like, I bought cereal. Anybody wants cereal? There's cereal. I bought tortillas. Anybody wants tortillas? We bought a Jason brought a chest freezer. So we had our fridge and then we had a chest freezer which was about this big by this big and just took up the corner by the couch. And so we had a fucking huge amount of food all the time.
Nice.
And Jason, we never liked Jason that much because he was just like a freak. But he did constantly have candy. And also the other thing, this fool, he was like so whipped with his girlfriend that he would be on the phone for hours.
Oh no.
Hours a day.
Oh.
Hours a day. And so
Oh.
if he got the call, he would be in the middle of like playing a video game. He would get the call and then he would set his controller down and then he would just go into our room because I was his roommate.
Oh no.
And I slept on the top bunk and they would have sex in the bottom bunk sometimes
While you were there,
while I was in bed.
that's
So rude,
the
right?
disrespect, dude.
That's why I don't feel bad whenever
You
I
gotta
say anything bad
coordinate.
about Jason. Yeah, because dude, Dylan and Stewie in the other room within our room, they were tight, and I was homies with them too, and so like you know, if one of them brought a girl back, you know, they'd put a shoe outside or something
Okay.
to indicate like, go to McDonald's,
Just get out.
be there for like an hour, and then you can come back and we'll hang out, you know.
Nice.
But yeah, this all started because I wanted to talk about the weed.
Yeah.
My parents helped me, and David helped me move into this apartment, And the whole time they were just like, sitting on the couch being good lads. And then my parents are like, all right, well, call us if you need anything. We're going to go home now. Have a good time. We love you, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then they close the door. And then they're like, I look over and they're like leaning over, looking at me, like waiting for my parents to leave. And the door shuts and they're like, hey, bro. And I'm like, what's up? And they're like, you vape? And I was like, little. And they were like all three of them just like whip out their vapes. Like they were just waiting to vape, right? And then I'm like, all right, sick. And then before I had left, I was like, all right, I don't know if these guys smoke weed, so you know what? I don't need to be smoking weed in college. I got to be focusing on my studies.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be a good student. So I'm not going to, you know what? I'm not going to smoke weed in college. And then that night they were like, so, you smoke? And I was like, a little bit. And they were like, do you want to now? And I was like,
right now.
Yeah. And
all
so
right. Wow. Good work.
after that,
The first night.
seal was broken, and
Was there even a seal?
hardly. It was like, it wasn't like the seal on the milk that you have to use your thumbnail.
Yeah,
It was like if you took milk and you opened it and then like put a piece of paper over it. Pow! You just like,
And it's gone.
and it's gone. And they just said, you want to smoke weed? And I said, I do.
Well, I gotta.
I got it. Yeah. And so after that, it was no holds bar. As long as I was home, we had a vape pen, a weed vape pen, and then we had a bong. And so while we were in the room, we were hitting the vape pen constantly. It was passing around. If this was the age of coronavirus, you would be
all
horrified.
die. Yeah.
Because we didn't even wipe it off. Like, it would be like,
Bunch of animals.
here you go, and we'd just be like, sick, thanks.
That's how you build camaraderie.
Yeah. I never went to school high, though. And I never went to work high, except for one time that I did it on accident.
Yeah,
But
way to go.
I don't blame myself. And when I went to jazz band high one time on accident. Because the thing is, so our school only has class Monday through Thursday.
What happens on Friday?
Only jazz band.
Just jazz band day?
For me, anybody who doesn't have jazz band, absolutely nothing. We had 3-day weekends all the time.
What school is this?
CBC.
CB?
Columbia Basin College.
Okay, I was gonna say, what does that stand for?
It used to be CBCC, but then it became a real college.
Is it a real? Yeah, like YVC.
Yeah, except it happened before YVC. It's been a college longer, and
Hell
it's
yeah.
way better. I love it.
yeah, just most
Well,
things
This
are.
is come on, we're talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, I was homeschooled, and I think that was still better than YVC.
Yeah. Dude, YVC. I told my mom went to YVC, and apparently it used to be a fine community college just like any other. And so I was telling my mom, she was like, oh yeah, because we were talking about me doing a phlebotomy. Do you know what that is?
I'm gonna nod my head, but I want you to repeat it.
You know this, but
Well, yeah, I know phlebotomy,
obviously,
the practice of.
but just for
blood.
anybody who's listening, it's blood drawing blood. Okay, and
practice
if
of blood drawing.
yeah, so if I was to get a phlebotomy certification,
Phlebotomist.
then I could work at the hospital as a phlebotomist, or I could work at any of the labs in Yakima and Sela as a phlebotomist, or I could continue on. I could become a nurse. I could get IV therapy. I could do lots of things. So we were talking about getting a phlebotomy certification. So my mom was like, I bet they do phlebotomy at YVC. And I immediately said, ugh. and she looked at me like, huh? And I said, oh, YVC? That's the shitty college.
Hit that one on the head.
And she was like, what? Because she went there and she didn't
She
have
doesn't know anymore.
Yeah, she didn't have a bad experience there. I was like, yeah, that's the college that people go and everybody hates it and it sucks and it's really bad. And just, people from Yakima go there. Like, nobody comes to YVC.
No.
People come to, like, at CBC, one of my roommates was from Mattawa. One of my roommates was from Sunnyside. One of my roommates was from Idaho. Lewiston.
They're really coming out.
Yeah, so they're, they could go to Idaho. What's the college there? University of Idaho? U of I?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
a university, so it's more expensive.
Yeah, but there's also community colleges in
Yeah.
Idaho. that
Yeah,
you could go to.
Funny.
But people go to CBC because it's a decent college. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, YVC sucks. And she was like, oh, I had no idea. I was like, yeah.
Surprise.
Everybody who I know who's gone there has said, I hate YVC at least once.
I think that's a consensus.
Yeah.
I love how all the like Running Start kids were like, I go to YVC in high school, and I'm like, cool, bro.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Did you do Running Start?
Nope.
No. Okay.
He did AP with me.
Oh yeah.
I just did. God, that sucked.
Well, he did English.
That was
yeah.
terrible. Can we rant about that?
Sure.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Yeah, he hates Mr. Weeks.
I'm gonna say his real name, Mr. Weeks. Don't remember his first name.
Jeff.
Jeffrey Weeks. Jeffathan Weekly. He was an asshole.
Oh yeah. I quit his class. Did you know that?
I think I did. You were in my class, weren't you?
No, he was in the.
No, he was in-
person
I was in
class.
the stupid people class where
Oh,
he
no.
told us. Okay, in our class, he was talking about how there are people in this class who aren't gonna graduate, and I know who you are.
What an opening line.
Yeah, and I was just like,
He treated the other classes like even worse, like way worse than
so
us.
much
Mhm.
worse. Worse enough that I quit because I was like, I am not learning anything in here. I am coming here every day to be told that I am not going to graduate, that I am, because I'm not going to graduate according to Mr. Weeks, that I am never going to make enough money to survive, and that I am basically trash under his heel, and trash under the heel of his daughter who manages hotels. She's so successful. Hey guys, I'm Mr. Weeks. I'm Mr. Weeks. I don't even remember how he talks. Can you give me a
Okay,
Mr.
let's
Weeks
see if I
impression?
can do this. Okay.
Push your gut out.
Many of you. That's too deep. It's too deep. It's more like. It's like a.
Many of you,
No, it's. I don't know. It's like if a golfer
some of you,
quit golfing but still bragged about being a golfer.
yeah, and just
Did
wears
he was a
golf
golfer,
clothes
wasn't
all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was.
I
Well,
can't-
you know,
Well,
with
he
the
was-
khakis and the striped
He
shirt. that
coached
tucks
the
in.
golf team.
That's why golf is in my head. That's why that's a connection that I didn't even know I had.
Didn't Blaine coach the golf team? Did he also coach the golf team?
I think he had golf awards on his wall.
Either way,
That's all I
continue.
cared about. So,
Continue, Max.
if you weren't an athlete, you weren't worth shit.
Yeah.
He had favorites in class, very obviously, and he would talk to them every day, and there would be an assignment. He'd say, do this shit, and then he'd just wander the class and talk to the people he liked. And me and Shane would sit in the middle, and nary a word was spoken to us unless it was to question our intelligence.
Yeah.
And it was an AP class, so he was supposed to getting us ready. He was supposed to be, I'm having a stroke, I'm so angry. He was supposed to be getting us ready for the AP test.
Yeah.
He said, I'm so confident that I can teach this class well, all of you will get a better score than your last AP test. I got 4s on the last one. And all he did to prepare us was give us timed writes and never give them back to us. Just zero feedback at all. There was one time, he wasn't there, and there was a sub. I don't remember who it was, but she was rad. I wish she taught the whole class, because then I wouldn't be so angry right now. So she said, I spoke up and said, hey, so we do time writes all the time. This is stupid. I don't want to do this. So I'm going to protest and not do this. And she said, well, okay. So on the paper,
A
I
real
wrote,
authoritarian on your
she
hands.
truly was. And on the paper, I wrote, Dear Mr. Weeks, because I want to be nice. I don't like doing these timed writes. You've given us no feedback. I need help. Thank you, Maax Clark. And I turned that in. And no, from what I remember, like, Maddie was the only person who did an actual timed write.
Yeah, even Jesse Reese didn't want to do it and didn't.
So, like, Maddie turned in the only timed write, and everyone gave her shit for it, because she deserved that.
Yeah,
She also did.
whatever. It was
And-
hilarious.
Then the next time he was in class, it's the bell rings, it's quiet, he's standing up there menacingly with his gut out. So
Oh, he's got the lips.
I'm gonna try it. Okay. Many of you decided that you didn't want to do the timed right. If you decide not to do work in my class, I can give you more work. Because that's going to encourage me to do better work. He said that I'll just give you more timed rights if you don't want to do timed rights.
Great thinking.
And we never got them back. Even the one that I wrote like 2 sentences on, never got it graded. And then I took the AP test, and I got a 3 on it. And then he retired, so no one else has to experience that. He retired?
I didn't know.
As soon as we graduated, he left.
Nice. Good. That
Good,
guy
yeah.
sucked.
I'm glad no one else has to
Maybe
suffer
that's why.
through it.
Maybe he was just an especially terrible teacher that year.
I talked to the counselors about it, because there was nothing happening.
Dude, I did online English and history, and so I used to just hang out in Miss Barnett's room every day. Amanda Barnett, not
Valerie.
Valerie Barnett.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Valerie.
Anyways, cool Mrs. Barnett, not English teacher Miss Barnett. Actually, I don't know if English teacher was cool.
She was all right.
I never had her. Anyways, but yeah, I used to complain about Mr. Weeks to her all the time, and she would just be like, "Yeah, sounds like he's really an asshole and sucks."
Yeah.
The only thing I ever did in that class was not do any work, and because I never knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I was a really poor English student, and I would ask for help, and he would be like,
He just sneer at you.
there's not much I can tell you, really. You know, and that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Gabby Record, the notorious Gabby Record.
The notorious.
We had a piece of paper that we would just write shit about what weird thing Mr. Weeks was doing that day. Like one time he was eating apple slices. He had apple slices. And he was like eating these apple slices, and then the beginning of every one of our classes began with a 20-minute monologue of him telling us about how shit we were.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so for one of these monologues, he was just holding one of these apple slices for the entirely 15 minutes. Because we noticed 5 minutes in, we're like, he's been holding that for a while. Okay? And then we were keeping track of it the rest of the time and just watching the clock. And so we were writing down he's holding it, he turned it around in his hands. We're just talking about how he's helding this fucking apple slice. And then after his monologue, he's like, all right. You know, he's just like monologue over. I didn't tell you what you're supposed to be doing right now, but you should know what you're supposed to be doing right now. And so, and then me and Gabby just after class, we went up to him. We're like, Mr. Weeks, you were holding that apple slice for 15 minutes during your monologue, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. and we were like, we were watching you while you're talking, and you just had this one apple slice. And you had it the whole time you were talking. The same one. And he was like, I was eating them the whole time. You just didn't notice.
He's got no idea what's going on.
And I was like, oh, we noticed that you weren't eating them, actually. You definitely had it that whole time. And he was like, no, you guys, I don't know what you're talking about, because I was just eating them the whole time. And we laughed about that for quite a while. And then there was another instance where it was a screwdriver, I think?
He was eating the screwdriver.
Well, we theorized that he might have, because it disappeared from his hands very suddenly.
Oh, no!
because we were like, first of all, we noticed that he has a screwdriver, because we're like, why does he have a screwdriver? He's an English teacher.
It's kind of odd, yeah.
What was he, fixing up his Jeep between classes? You know, it's like, what was he, doing some maintenance? Why do you have a screwdriver?
Just hang on a shelf.
And he was holding this screwdriver for most of the class. Mm-hmm. And then we just turn around and look at him again, and it's just gone. And so, we looked around, scanned the room. It wasn't on any shelves, on any desks. You know, he wasn't even near any drawers. So we were like, this screwdriver disappeared. And so I wrote down, I think he might have eaten it.
Yeah. He sees that everyone turns their head and he goes, and he goes, and just eats it like the hot dog swallower.
Yeah. Man.
It's just go fast, see?
He was a phenomenon.
He was odd.
He was fast as in the park.
For real.
I could win awards for this.
My
favorite part is when he reloads, he goes... Have you seen that?
I have. I've seen I don't know what he says, But he says something, hot dog goes in his mouth, and then just shoots back out.
He goes, I can do fast, see. And my favorite part is there's like a lady in the background who she clearly like just lives in this trailer park, and she's just like looking around in the background. I keep doing these physical things that nobody who's listening will know what's going on.
I keep doing it. I talk with my hands a lot, and it's a problem.
I talk with my entire body.
Oh, I've noticed. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm like standing up. I'm jumping around.
Whatever works, man. It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's this is real improv. Okay.
I've noticed. Yeah, attention spans are like 5 seconds at a time.
You're dead. You're dead.
Fuck. Yes, and
yes, and stop talking. You're dead. Yeah, and I'm also not dead.
Just gotta keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. Love improv.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're hitting the hour 35. It blew past.
It did, yeah.
Blew past. Usually we do 1:15. So this is, we really made it.
Good work, team.
I'd like to thank you for being our first guest, Max.
Thank you for having me as a guest. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
We thoroughly enjoyed you. Is there anything you'd like to say? Any last remarks? Any plugs? Do you want to plug your Instagram, your art? You doing any live shows anytime soon? Meet and greets?
I will be plugging nothing of mine because I have nothing impressive on social media.
Okay.
My last 2 Instagram posts are just the new shoes that I got.
Great.
And
are those new?
Yeah, these are new.
They're pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a fan.
They're crisp.
They got funky colors.
Yeah.
That's what matters. They were semi-cheap. This
Really?
pair was $125. And my other pair was $180.
Wow.
And I'm gonna buy another pair. The pair I'm looking at right now is $530.
Oh my god.
And I'll be waiting substantially
Awesome.
for that, but
Where
it's
are
an
my,
eventually.
Old Navy slides.
I want to get some Gucci slides and wear just really summer boy clothes with it. Just be like, fuck y'all.
Dude, the slide itself is like $20. The logo is $130.
Yeah. But it's worth it. Every penny.
Absolutely.
Every penny. I just pulled hair out of my head.
Good work.
I do that a lot. Do people notice that I'm always pulling hair out of my head?
I mean, you have plenty of it.
Yeah. But do you notice that, Shane? You're around me all the time.
Not especially.
Okay.
I mean, now that you say it,
you're gonna notice now.
I recognize the motion of you can't. No one can see this, but but now that you say that, I can think back to several times where I've seen you do that motion. I just never cared.
I'm doing that all day, every day. I'm just what I do. I run my fingers through my hair, and then I catch it between my fingers and I look at it.
Yeah, that is super familiar.
And then I throw it on the ground.
I just never connected it. I never even thought about it.
I shudder to think how much hair is just in your house, especially the old house.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if you looked around, if you were to get down on the floor of the sanctuary and look at the carpet, you could probably find my hair, all over the place. Because I just do that constantly, and I've been trying to quit. Because I used to chew my fingernails, and now I don't do that at all. I'm just constantly pulling.
You just pull your hair out instead.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
It's uncontrollable.
Next, you're gonna start tearing your clothes.
It's actually honestly
just pulling out teeth.
I do it more than I used to chew my fingernails. It's even worse of a habit than chewing my fingernails. Because I used to not have fingernails.
Well, you'll break it once you go bald when you hit 500 followers.
Yeah, when I hit 500 followers, I'm shaving my head, shaving it with a razor, going smooth.
Smooth.
I'm going to have a smooth head. I'm going to look like a monk.
Okay. Nice. All right. I don't really have any plugs.
No plugs.
Don't look at my social media. Actually, I have some really weird tweets.
Do you not want us
that
to
I'm
put
not
your
proud of.
Instagram in there?
No, you definitely can,
Okay.
but I'm not going to support it.
Okay.
All right.
Then we'll definitely
you can put
do it.
Yeah, I refuse to delete tweets. I regret many of them. I'm hoping that eventually, when I become rich and famous, people look back on it. I can be completely. I'm going to be completely unapologetic because I think.
Do you think some of your tweets are cancel worthy?
Yes, absolutely. There's
Really?
one. Many of them are jokes I think of in the moment and then post and then think about it a little later. That wasn't really funny. Yeah. there's one about the helicopter maneuver when you just swing your dick around in a circle. I made a joke about the Viet Cong doing that.
Like, does that just haunt you? Do you like lay awake at night and you just think, oh god?
It's got like 2 likes, so
Jesus
it doesn't bother me
Christ.
that much. But it comes up more than I want it to.
Yeah, but the thing about 2 like tweets is that the second you get any kind of popularity, people are gonna go through the whole thing.
I'm expecting that.
It's gonna jump from like 10 views to thousands.
I'm ready for it.
And
Overnight.
overnight, you're gonna be canceled.
I mean, look what happened to Joji. Everyone looked back on Joji and said, "Wow, he said the N-word a lot." And I personally haven't done that, but like I've done some weird shit.
Yeah.
And Joji's fine. Joji gets a pass because like an entire part of his life is
Was just
him
being
saying
like,
the N-word.
really offensive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I haven't quite built that up yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to start offensive. I want to kind of ease into it and then have the offensive phase and then go back to whatever
Pump
the fuck
the
I was
brakes
doing.
after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to have just a little outburst.
Great.
That might be too confident.
Just like start like drinking a lot for like a month and just be like angry on the internet and just be like
Absolutely.
saying terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Like retweet a bunch of Republican Doug stuff. Just be like, yeah, I really, Republican Doug was really speaking the truth the other day. He said
really
that
was.
Mexicans don't work very hard. And I just couldn't agree more.
Socialism is a poison to our society. Bernie Sanders is going to kill all of us in a year.
Amen. If he lasts that long.
If he... Yeah.
Oh, Bernie. Oh, Bernie. Got fucked twice, dude. Twice!
Absolute. What a guy.
I can't believe I fell for it the second time. Fool
That's,
me once.
That's something I'll plug. I'll plug Bernie Sanders. Not for his political views. I just like him as a person.
I just like his old New York accent.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I am Bernie Sanders. And
The 1%.
the 1%. I'm not asking anymore.
I'm once again asking for your financial support.
I am once again asking for a picture from behind with the titties and the ass in the same picture.
No, that was Joe Biden.
That was Joe Biden?
And Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders isn't as creepy.
That's the other thing about this presidential election is that they're both sex offenders.
They're both gross, but like people on the right keep making gross memes about what's his name? Joe Biden.
Bo Biden.
Sleepy Joe. They make memes about Sleepy Joe
I
that
like
also
kids
directly
sitting on the
apply to Donald Trump, and it's wild that they can just be completely blind to whatever they're doing.
It's ridiculous. Honestly, I have gotten so close. Actually, because my mom actually talked me into voting for Joe Biden, not for Joe Biden, but because he might elect this one lady who my mom told me all about, and she sounds great. And so I'm just praying that we can get Joe Biden in office, and then he'll fall down some stairs. And then we'll just have this really cool president, because she'll just become the president.
So Joe Biden will get elected, and then one day a hand comes out of a sand trap and gets a heart attack and dies.
Yeah.
And then someone else comes in office.
Yeah, because he was going to have her as her vice president.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say. I think I forgot to mention that important part of the story.
But like who?
I don't remember her name, but I read a little bit about her, and she sounded really cool, and she sounded like a really good, like, person who's, like, worked really hard to get where they are and has done good things for their community and stuff. So I was like, that's sick. Maybe he'll just die, and then mysteriously,
You don't know what'll happen.
and
Shit
then
his pants.
instead of having a shitty
death.
president, we'll have a good president. And we can get Donald Trump to shit his pants.
That's the goal. Absolute goal.
This has been the Catfish Connection. I'm Nolan.
And I'm Shane.
And this has been the longest ending I've ever heard in my life.
We'll see you next time.